is as old as mankind. The only challenge is that it has evolved over time. The cases will vary from Acholi land to wherever, depending on the practices that such a community always carry out. In Acholi land, the prevalence or the severity really strikes that hard at the time when our people were displaced in the internal displaced camps, where the men were presented with challenges to take care of their families. Because people were confined, they did not have access to take their land. We lost animals, we were still struggling with government to get compensation. So the men lost their responsibilities as men. And that one presented us with a lot of dynamics. Culturally, we have practices like the funeral rites, the funeral celebration. It stems from the time immemorial. But currently, I think those who are in Acholi land can bear with me that these days, after the burial of the deceased, we now bring the music systems. Actually, people now pick the best from their centers or their towns, and they place the music system there. Whoever is allowed to partake in the dance is not cared for. The children are roaming around. When the night falls, you do not know what happens to these animals. And as a Catholic institution, we are developing an ordinance to ensure that these discourse are banned completely from the burial ceremonies. We allow the deceased to depart peacefully. When we go the traditional way, we used to drum, not playing music. And that is another habitat. The serious GBV, serious child abuse. Because when sometimes, when the participants are drunk, you find them fighting. The man sees his wife dancing with another man, chaos will ensue. And that is propagating a lot of genderless violence. Another issue is with the parents of today. Because of the economic hardships, we are interfering, we are meddling with the affairs of the young ones. You find when a young girl has eloped with a young man of Acholi's, because the parents of the girl deems that this boy comes from a poor family, they come in between the two to ensure that this girl doesn't get married to this poor guy. Yet there is very natural love. They begin to source around for an able-bodied man to take on his girl. And what happens is, these two continue with their affair secretly. They share children, and eventually, even if you take away this girl from the man, she'll find her way back. And now when the man has already picked another woman somewhere, you do not know what will happen between these two young ladies. And that is really promoting a lot of GBV. We have the land question. Land has become a very lucrative factor in our lives, not only now for production, but our communities are really selling land. In the event that a widow, let me say, or the girl child wants a share, will seeing the young men are playing around the land and selling land, say, I also want a share as a child in this home. Or as a widow, my husband married me, I belong here, I have nowhere to go. Where to raise my children. And what happens is, they begin to malign this woman, they begin to torture her psychologically, economically, even more emotionally. And that is what is really bringing a lot of issues. Then another thing is the issue of exorbitant bride price. Yes, it is good for every man to pay or to appreciate the family of the bride. But of late, it has become very expensive. To a point that when these two young people are not, in Nigeria, we put assessment. When assessments come, you really find 20 cows, 10 million shillings with a lot of accessories that the poor young man cannot afford. If he struggles to get that, he will look at the woman as a commodity he has already bought. She wants anything, he silences the woman. I've paid so much to have you, so you will just sit there. And that will cause a lot of problems. But as Ker Kwaro Acholi, the chiefs and other development partners in 2020, December, we came up with the marriage principles to give the maximum and the bare minimum upon which a young man can marry. And the minimum is 3 million, the maximum is 5 million. Then maximum 5 cows and minimum 3 cows. And we have seen an increase in people going to pay for their bridesmaids. Then we also have polygamy in African society. We know some of us are products of polygamy. But what happens is, you find that this man and men of today, as I said at the beginning, the calm life made the men very lazy, drunkenness. They don't take up their responsibilities. You find at the time of planting season, this man goes and stays with one woman. He lives at a family, does not till land there, does not cultivate anything. Now he waits at the time of harvesting. He comes back to where he has deserted, trying to show love, because the love is natural, the woman will come in. Little does she know this man has come with a plan to steal the produce he has at hand, goes to sell it and drink.
Yes,
I'm concluding, I'll maybe only one scenario. And in the process, you find gender-based violence is demonstrated, you find there's fighting, and it's a big challenge. Then lastly, we have the new phenomenon. You know, for us, we are the cultural people, we face all these things. We have the border economy. Ghana is full of border now. And the unfortunate bit, the couples in our societies today are using these borders to spy onto the other. In the event that the husband or the woman works in another district, now she'll be paying one border alone to be monitoring the spouse and sees what she's doing, what he's doing. And because you are funded, you have been given a task to perform, you must bring report. And what these border guys are doing, whether it is a good report or a bad report, you will always give a report. And the other one, the person who gave him the assignment, will get this bad report, and when he or she comes back home, what happens, all we all in this house can guess. I know because of time,